Hi guys, and welcome to this video. So in this video I'll be talking about rush hours in your shop and then how we handle it with Venta suite. Now if you run a retail outlet, one thing you will know is common is, especially on your market days, which can be weekend or any day in which your customers troop in, you have like less cashiers to handle them. That is to say, you have customers queuing in traffic waiting for it to be their turn to be served by the cashier after picking the items. And this brings frustration and can lead to customers abandon items in carts and then walk away, because if someone is in a rush and then they have to stand behind 30 people to wait for their turn, they get frustrated and move to alternative stores where they can get the same products or similar products that they don't have to wait in line. Now, what we have done that, or how we are handling this in our Venta suite is, we are giving you a mobile handheld device that connects into your ecosystem and actually serves your customers. And this data can be integrated. And then I'll be talking to you about the end shift functionality. Now, we have previous videos that talk about the POS version, where you can just pick a phone, get hooked onto a Venta suite with your credentials, and then make billing, and then the same data will be synced into your tenancy. So this won't be a separate thing. You have to be a Venta customer before you can use this. But if you are not also a Venta customer, you can just use this as a standalone app, because every product we are building, we build it to be a standalone. Now I'll be talking about end shift in this video. And what Venta end shift also does is it helps managers handle rush hour in operations. Now, at the end of every sales day or at the end of every shift, when a cashier is closing, what they normally do is they walk into the manager's office, bring the cash they have. The manager will actually compare it to what the system is saying they have to have, and then you do your reconciliation and then they close. Now, one thing we've noticed is in our research is that most shops don't know how to handle this efficiently. So you have a cashier sitting for over 30 minutes after closing, waiting for their money to be reconciled, because the manager has to handle multiple cashiers, but sometimes in an Excel book on paper, which is not efficient. Now, what we are doing in Venta Suite is we are giving you a separate app that is part of the Venta mobile app. And then this app doesn't require credentials. And I'll explain to you why it doesn't require credentials. Now, people who use Venta POS on the mobile app handheld device, they run a whole POS instance on their phone. Now, if you are a shop that you run your whole POS on a desktop, you don't need a phone POS. So what we are giving you is the end shift option in this app, where you can actually interact with your computers in your shop. And let me explain to you how it works. Before it works first, you have to make sure your POS and then your phone is on the same network. That is to say, if you have a POS in your shop, you just connect it to any router and then also connect your phone to that router through wireless means. Now, connecting it on the same network, it doesn't require internet. Like, the router can have internet or not. This will still work because our system works using a local area network base. So what happens right now is a cashier is done. They walk into the manager office saying, "I'm done for the day. Can you close for my counter?" What the manager will do is open their Venta mobile app and then click on End Shift. Now, when you click on End Shift, what the mobile app will do is it will scan the whole network. So it will scan all devices that is connected on the same network with the mobile phone, the mobile device, okay? And then when it scans, it has a way it communicates to find out if a device is a Venta counter. Now, if a device is a Venta counter, the system will then go ahead to look into the device to find out if the device has a shift, an open shift. If yes, it will list the device here as devices that have shifts that you can close. And from this scan, you notice it has already found one shift, which is CLEC 411, and then the source is RootTech IT PC, and then that is the IP address of the CLEC, and it's transmitting through HTTP protocol. Now, if you have multiple counters, like 5 counters, they will all list over here. So based on the cashier you are closing, when you click this drop down, it will give you details about the cashier's activities. And you can see this cashier is closing, and then they are supposed to make an account of 4,110 cedis 0.50. And then there's a departmental sales breakdown of all categories and then how much percentage it holds in their transaction. Now you can click compare and reconcile. It will take you in a screen where you do comparison and reconcile. Now the system says the cashier has to bring 897.44. Now how much did the cashier bring? So if you type, let's say 100, and you are closing the shift, it wouldn't accept because the figure is not up to what the cashier is presenting. So let's say this cashier presents the same 897.44, and then how much are they presenting for MoMo? 90.06. And what about card? They've made a total sale of 1,945.00. And then what about credit customers? They've made sales of 1,178.00. Now expenses, they've made no expenses. So this is the data that we have received from the the cashier. Now when you click on close shift, it will ask you to authenticate this as an administrator. Now if you enter credentials that is not administrator, it wouldn't work. So you enter an admin credential that you have, and then you click on authenticate. So this will authenticate and then close the shift. And then one thing is, you have to also report to maybe the business owner about this cashier's session. So what you can do is, there's an option to share report. When you click on share report, it will generate a PDF and you can select which medium you want to share this report through. So let's say I want to send this through WhatsApp. You click on WhatsApp, select the contact you want to send this to, and then it will send a PDF where you can also put a text to append to. And then when you open the PDF, this is how the PDF looks like. It first of all gives you a header that says Venta shift report, and then the date and time it was generated. Then it again gives you the shift date. It gives you when the shift was started, which machine number, and then which clerk code. Now it now does payment reconciliation. Here it says cash is 897.44 and the physical is the same. So it does all those reconciliation, and then after that it will show you departmental sales, that is category wise. Cooking ingredients, it takes 4.37% of today's sales, and then it gives you that breakdown. After that, it will now give you the system total sales, the physical total sales, the expense total, and then the total difference. So this will actually give the business owner insight into this shift and then what happened.